Good morning, delegates, and welcome to the last day of WebMun 2018. Yesterday, the committees were filled with intense discussions and unexpected crises. The day started with a statement from the Russian Federation in which they committed to keep oil at market prices in response to the price increase announced the day before by OPEC. OPEC replied to Russia by saying, OPEC appreciates that the Russian Federation is willing to respect its move to keep oil prices at the current level. However, it is clear that Russia's statement about undercutting OPEC suppliers was nothing more than an empty threat. Similarly, Saudi Arabia released a press release in which they announced their willingness to enter negotiations regarding the price of oil in the upcoming years, but from a strong position. However, some countries that have oil-dependent economies might suffer. The statement concluded with Saudi Arabia's desire to discuss with the European Council and the United Nations Economic and Social Council in order to find a stable resolution to the crisis in a world plagued by instability. Moreover, the delegation of France stood by their moral principles and showed their support to the ongoing crisis, also as an important ally of Saudi Arabia and the other member states. Given the hostile attitude displayed, the Russian Federation decided to cut all diplomatic ties with the country of Saudi Arabia. The crisis seemed to transform into a declaration of war, to which the European Council released a statement and presented their position on the situation. They suggested that OPEC countries reconsider the dramatic increase in prices and instead implement a longer time frame to impose those rapid changes. The threat of war escalated even more when an American senator was taken hostage by an unknown terrorist group which forced Saudi Arabia to open its doors to both the UAE and the Russian Federation to negotiate, being that both countries have refused to negotiate diplomatically. Another crisis regarded President Donald Trump's statement on pulling out of a Cold War-era treaty with Russia that limited the number of missiles in each country. Mr. Trump expressed, Russia has violated the agreement. They have been violating it for many years, and we're not going to let them violate a nuclear agreement and go out and do weapons, and we're not allowed to. In other news, the Security Council approved a resolution on the Guatemalan refugee crisis. The resolution created a new UN body under the name International Fund for Refugees in order to manage utilization of financial aid for refugee camps globally. Nevertheless, the UNHCR is opposed to the creation of the IFR for a multitude of reasons. It is economically inefficient to spend valuable funds on the operational costs associated with creating a new body separate from the UNHCR. One more crisis involved climate change and the wave of migration is causing from African countries. To this crisis, the UNHCR committee agreed to assist Nigeria in the development of water filtration infrastructure in exchange for crude oil at a discounted rate. Lauren Sandoval reporting for WebMun News. This is all for now. Have a great day.